Welcome everyone, Dr. Thor here. Get ready for this awesome new piece of equipment. We just recently upgraded this, and this is the 3-in-1 Radionic unit. Use it as a whisk machine, use it as a potentizer, add it on to any other radionic instrument you may have out there to give it that great punch. You know, radionic units that are produced out there, if they have any validity to them, meaning they're not toxified with orgone, are extremely weak because they don't have any kind of amplifiers in them. And if they do, they're really bad amplifiers. So everyone, and there are thousands of radionic machines out there, I highly recommend that you get one of our clearing plates and, of course, get an upgrade. And here it is. And this is an amazing little tool that brings radionics into the 50th century. First of all, we're using our Tesla energy transfer systems. Now, this system was originally investigated by Nikola Tesla, who actually did wireless transmission of electricity and a lot of other energies that you don't hear about. So we have our new system using our very particular type of antennas that we have under each unit, and the antennas move the energy. So this antenna here moves the energy over to the transmitter. The transmitter then sends out energy, but it also is connected to this as well. So you've basically got, this would be your witness plate, and this would be your rubbing or out plate. So you can do a lot with that. Now, if you want to use this as a traditional, and you also get, of course, with this system, you get custom rate cards. There's actually 4 of them. I only have 3 with me right now. I can't find my 4th one for some reason. But on the back here, instead of having it repeated, what you get with the system is you're going to have your own cosmic code on here, your personal code in the universe. So it's very, very exciting to have that. Well, let's put those to the side for now. And these are packed with energy. Remember, they have the actual radionic numbers in there. Cross it for that. Very powerful. You also get, of course, the radionic rate card for oils. You know, the alchemical oils we have for everything. All you do is rub a little bit from the applicator right here, and you get the energy goes in there, and you name it, we have oils for it. So it's kind of like having a giant rate book. But what's nice about oils is they're alive. They're just not a dead number, so to speak. They have a high level of vibration when you use oils. So we highly recommend that. And oils are shipped out very quickly. So you build up a little stock and inventory of them and have them just like you would have rate cards. And you have special needs. Well, use that oil. Put it on one of your, put it on this rate card, and then put it on your send plate. Now, we're going to go through all that as well, but what you get with this particular unit. Now, there is advanced instructions here that when you buy this unit, you have a lot of instructions online by video, just like I'm showing you here. They're not audio. We're moving everything over to video. And so I'm going to give you a brief way of using this and give you all the interesting things. Now, this unit also comes with wires, if you want to use wires, and I'm sure a lot of you out there think that you got to have wires. So, of course, we're not moving electromagnetic energy, so why would you want wires? But this does come with wires for those people who think that there's something more to it. Wiring slows the process down and weakens it. That's why we don't use them anymore. But we decided to not throw them in, put them with this particular unit, so that it works. So if you're going to use a wishing machine, well, it's pretty simple. A wishing machine generally is just sending energy into an amplified circuit, which is basically just this. Now, and remember, this is our new upgraded amplifier, which is a sealed container, which is really nice. The tubes don't stick out anymore like our old ones did. So they're protected in there, and these are double the power of the old tube, so you're getting a much nicer unit. Really a beautiful unit here. I was lucky to run across this. And like everything, we have limited supplies, people, so don't expect things to be here forever. If you really want something, grab it while we still have supply chains functioning, so you can get what you want. So with that, of course, You have your in plate here, as I mentioned. I'm going to adjust this again. We have a camera holder problem. More high-techy from your Harvard boys. Can't get to hold the camera right. We need a special gadoo-gadoo. Okay, now what you would do if you want to use this as a wish machine. A wish machine is just sending energy from your plate into your amplifier. And of course, I always like to add in antennas, and this comes with an extra antenna, a really nice one, and it fits into the back here where you also get attachments. And the and you put it in the actual, where is it here? The antenna, of course, goes on the output. You have these output jacks, and of course, this antenna fits in here. You put it in there, and that's a little heavy, this antenna, but antennas are very nice to use in general. Why not get this energy out into the atmosphere? Now, it's not electromagnetic again, but it is nice. Well, let's get it out there, even broadcasting even further. And of course, when you're using a wish machine, you generally put down what you desire. Of course, let's say I want $500 now, and you always should put on that after the particular process there. You have to work on that antenna. Okay, like everything, fittings and everything else. So I like to get it out into the cosmos, whatever may be out there, etc. So why not get it out into the reality there? But what you do is you put that on there, you get your picture. Again, it should be a Polaroid camera. A picture made from one of our cameras is the best energy you can get. Since this is money, you would take your money drawing rate card and put that on top. Now what you've got is that energy of money being projected out into the universe and to you personally. So you become surrounded with energy. You become a magnet for money. And that's, of course, how all wish machines work. So, and what you want to do is you put it on there and then you leave it on there. But daily, you should go in there and state your purpose again to keep the energy flowing. Remember, ultimately, you're in charge. It's your energy that makes everything go. So, that's how you would use it as a wish machine. You can, if you desire, keep your transmitter as well with a wish machine. But I mean, that's the classic way to do it. And you would then remove this antenna and you would keep things connected to the actual transmitter. So you're sending money energy, it's being amplified, that's being transferred over here and transmitted. That's another way to use it. That's the way you would use it as a traditional radionic machine, and works extremely well that way. Why not use your transmitter? You've got it. Transmitters are important. Again, let's get that energy out there. We're piggybacking the subtle energies through the use of electrical frequency. So while we are not using electrical wires, everything is plugged in. You must have your transmitter on, you must have your amplifiers on, or you'll get no effect. Again, we're piggybacking. We're combining the subtle energies into that unit, and we have changed these units at the very molecular, at the very energetic level, at the very lowest level. We've changed the electronics flow of energy in them so they can pick up radionic frequencies, which are unique in general. Okay, so this would be a way of using really a quality wish machine. I mean, wish machines were always kind of a joke, and they never really worked that well. And the pusher of that, Harry Stein, really didn't know what he was doing, was quite ignorant in the whole field, and even his design was poor. But it's this is the new way of doing it. And always using tube amplifiers and using transmitters. Very, very important, that have been changed to actually grab the energy. And of course, we have the sacred geometry on the top, and of course, our all-important, very critical, our tachyon, neutrino, graviton energy disks, which again, grab all that. And you'll see how this goes as well. We have sacred geometry on here, and we have one of our special tachyon as well. So this is what creates all the energies. It's not just what you see here. Just as it's not just what you see here with these antennas. First of all, you're not going to get these exact units. We have new ones that have come out that we're using. But the point is that there's what's layered in these you cannot see. As with our energy cells, we have layered in energies. There's special frequencies that have been put in here that are very unique type sound energy frequencies that then trigger the antennas to work. So you've got a lot of energy going on here. It's just not electromagnetic in nature. And of course, none of this is. So that's the way you would use it as a basic wish machine, broadcast machine. And as I said, I would leave everything in there. Now, if you're going to use it as a potentizer, a lot of people use potentizers. Now, the problem with potentizers is they're pretty much a joke. They're not amplified. They are in no way putting out much energy to transfer. But you are moving a particular homeopathic energy, which is just vibration again. So, but if you really want to make a good potentizer, you have to amplify it through the proper amplification. Here we go again, using tube amps, which pick up the resonance of this particular frequency and vibration, which solid state cannot. Just as simple as that. That's why musicians use tube amplifiers all the time, because the sound is 100% better than solid state. So let's say you wanted to use this as a potentizer. This is a bought actual homeopathic that I use. So you'd put that bottle there, then you'd put a bottle of water over here. Now, what they found is that water, to hold energy better, they found that it should be mineralized to a degree. So, get some liquid minerals and put a drop in that bottle. There's your tip of the day. Very important. This has been researched. But here we go. This is actually now sending this energy into here. And you leave it there for, I would recommend you leave it there for 20 minutes. And then you have a great empower. Now, you can also, if you want to, and everybody should be getting them to a degree. If you have them, you can put the rate of any rate that you want. You can put here and then transfer it over here. So if you have a rate for whatever it may be, metaphysical or health-wise, you can send that into something that you drink or take drops of, or combine it. So with that. Though you could have the rate of this actual homeopathic, put it down there and put that on there, and you can do that. And of course, whatever you put on here is sent over here. That's how homeopathy works. So you're picking up that vibration and sending it there. And as with all these transfer systems, and as all these systems that are really based on your energies, it's important that you visualize and state. Now, you don't have to sit here for hours. You don't have to do things that are, in general, time-consuming. But you just want to say, I'm transferring this energy to here. You're done. The rate, 829-743-477, I send to here. Now, very important, because now you've started the flow of energy. You are in control. You are the person that controls the psion energy to intermix with the occultons that produce everything. But you have to have both. If you just put it there and you don't really state it, visualize it to some degree if you want to. Stating it is fine, of the process that's going on. So there you go. So you can potentize anything that is vibrational in nature. Now, crystals, you name it. But if you start putting physical things on there, it doesn't work that well. But that's for other days and for more courses and everything else that I offer. So that's certainly a way to use this as a potentizer. Now, how would you use this as an upgrade? Now, I've talked about this before. Upgrades are very, very important. Radionic units are not very powerful. Here's an old radionic unit that I made many, many years ago. A beautiful unit. But there's no amplifier in it. So radionic units traditionally are non-electric. I mean, that's basically what they should be and what they have been for years. There's absolutely nothing in there except the special wiring I put in there, potentiometers, etc. Everything was made of copper and so forth. That's when we were getting into the more of the electromagnetic. And the fact is that electric wasn't being used for a while. We then moved up to electric amplification, etc., which does work better when you do it. But the point is that there's no energies, and a lot of people, even if they claim something is electric, most likely it isn't. It's just turning the light on. If they are using some sort of amplifier inside of it, it's usually a piece of cheap junk that does nothing. The only amplifiers that work are tube amplifiers, modified tube. If you just buy this tube, you're not going to get good results from it. That's the same through the transmitter. If it hasn't gone through our process, you are going to get poor results. As simple as that. So, I mean, this is all done for years of research, and there's a reason for it, and it's not just crude items. So what do you do to bring this up to a powerful unit? Well, you take your in plate and you push it under here. Now you've connected this unit to this unit, which is connected to this unit. We can remove this for the time being. So you're broadcasting out. Then you use this as you normally would. You put your rates in. You put your actual, on your out plate here, you can put your actual target of where you're sending things to, because it's going to go through this machine and still send it to there. It's always good to also, now that I think about it, you can also use this plate, because this is going to go into here, and it's going to be broadcasted out, but you can connect it over here as your final rubbing and out plate over here. And you could, and again, I'm not going to go into all the details here, because those will be in the instructions for the actual use of this unit. And that's the most easiest thing you can do right there. So you just can't beat that. You're done. You've just amplified this without wires. Now you're saying to yourself, well, me likey wires. Well, as I've stated, wires are basically an encumbrance. But for those people who would like to more directly wire your units, which I don't recommend, we have included with this our special wiring kit. Now, our wiring kit, of course, here's a much lighter antenna. This is what we like to use instead of that big one. Those big antennas tend to be very heavy. So you have an antenna that comes with it. That's your extra antenna. We are not going to provide those bigger ones. They're too unstable. But the whole idea is that you can take. Now, this is an out jack. Now, most units are too stupid to have that. Of course, we built that in there so we could connect things like this. You can then connect this machine directly. You still want to leave the plates where they are into the unit. This is made to take that kind of that. So now you've hooked your unit directly into the actual amplifier there. If you have a jack. Now, there's other ways to do it as well, and I'll show you that. So now you've hooked it into the amplifier, and of course, we give you another wire where you can hook, because here's technically the in jack for this, and we have another jack on the back, that's the out. So you could, and we'll show you this in the instructions, it's boring to look at it here, but you can actually do that, okay? So if you want to directly plug things in, we do that as well. As I said, we don't recommend it. The other thing that we have set up here is not this particular type of jack, but another one that works with your actual plates. So if you want to connect your plates, let me move this out of here. As I said, if you don't have it, jacks, and your unit is probably so primitively made it's not, didn't do any engineering thinking about it at all. They don't have in and out jacks. Why would you want to put something in and out of your machine? I don't know. I'm too stupid. I'm into orgone. So the whole idea is that you just slide it under. But here's another way to do it if you like more contact. And we were initially going to do this, but we found out that it really doesn't help the process. But we're including it here for you wire heads out there. I like wires, doctor. Is that we have these actual alligator clips. You clip them on, and then this plugs into the back again. People can see that there's different attachments you have. And as I said, I'm not getting into the details here. This would then send the energy from the actual plate. Not only do you get it from plate to plate, you get if there's any subjective electromagnetic, and there is a minor amount of electromagnetic. Let me pull that, make that straighter here. There is a certain amount of electromagnetic energy that comes from everything, but it's very minor, and that's not what makes radionics work. And you get different, depending on what we send you, you get different attachments so that you can go in and out in the back. And again, you could run from here to here. There's that wire again. You could then run from the back of here. There's an in and out here. This is going to the in, then there's an out. The out would then go over to here into what says mic here. Of course, that's the in. And now you've got the amplifier flowing into here. And of course, you would have another, we can put that here on the, this would be the in, this is the out. You get these kind of connectors. We try and use gold-plated whenever we can, depending on availability. Now that is going into there, and you have your wire heads. I'm a wire head. Okay. So now you've got a wired unit that you can use for anything, because you've got the flow here. The flow goes from here. Oops. The flow goes from here to into here, then into here, and of course that's the beauty of the way of it flows, and you can do it with wires or not. So what you've done here is actually upgraded whatever unit you have dramatically. Very important. The unit you have is not amplified to make it work well. That's as simple as that. So it's working on a placebo psychic empowerment level. You're not getting any boost from it. You're not getting any way are you helping the circuit. So you bet you're basically doing is strictly psychic projection and tuning. And, you know, this works if you do it right. William Bengston, the famous researcher in this area, has done psychic sending of healing energies for 30 years with apparently is great success. So when you tune a radionic unit and you use particularly rates and so forth, you're sending a particular vibrational energy to somebody. But if you do not amplify it, you don't get good results. And that's why most people that just randomly try radionics don't do too well with it, because the equipment they're getting is shoddy. A lot of it's toxic. There's all sorts of problems with the radionic market out there, which is ran by a bunch of imbeciles that know nothing about radionics. They haven't taken any courses. They haven't trained themselves. They've read a few books, and that's about it. So they do lots of bad stuff. And that has to, of course, going to be the reason why you don't get good results. So, and that has to change with everybody. So this system with all the different wiring, if you want to be directly connected, as I said, we have our new connecting plate system, and we're going to sell some of this even separately. So if you want to have plates, have the wiring system itself, where you can take our plates and then connect them directly into your machine through different jacks and plugs. But one of the problems is almost nobody has a machine that, that has any kind of jack. So what they're doing is, where do you put it? Well, again, what we can do here, showing you on just a typical any type machine, is that you can put this underneath, and you just put it underneath. I mean, again, we're not talking about having to have some sort of electrical connection that you need some great thing there. So the energy is going to flow from this unit into that plate, and you can transfer it if you think the wire helps you better or you're sold on that. But, you know, life is hard to get over the realities of it. You know, I just switched over to liquid vitamins, and I'm looking at, putting drops in water. And I said, well, where's that handful of pills I used to take? Is this the same stuff? Well, it is, and it's even better because it goes in your system and you assimilate it. But you think you got to have a big white pill full of crap there, full of extras and additives that you don't need. But yeah, that's what you're accustomed to. Well, get unaccustomed. Pull your head out and start getting out there and understand the reality of this world. So the whole idea is you have that. So if you want to connect that, so we are offering these connection type wires, which will be sold separately for connecting to our particular discs. And we will provide a disc with it, and you can order these separately as well. But that's all you have to do. The other thing you could do, if you want, is you always can put the disc on the out plate. Now here's your in plate and out plate. Let me go over there. In plate, out plate. Witness plate, rubbing plate. So your rubbing plate is generally your out plate, depending on what screwball made your unit. And of course, you can just lay the plate right on it. Remember, it's not the design, it's the programming in the back that triggers the design. And of course, as I said, you can just eliminate these, put the plate there. That will shift it over to here. It'll shift it to here, and that will then be broadcast. And if you want to put this as your actually rubbing plate or ultimate out plate, you can do that as well and put your target on there. So you would put your, oops, keep forgetting that I'm not what I'm seeing and what the camera is seeing. So you have that transfer between all that, and so this could be your ultimate out plate for the entire process. And of course, you would put your all-important energy picture Polaroids, particularly with our cameras, our energy pictures. We do have a disc that you can make your camera, an energy camera, for a fairly low price. But it's not as good as our other cameras, but I know a lot of people, just like a lot of people have radionic machines, a lot of people have cameras, or maybe they can't afford it. But the bottom line, if you don't get good energy pictures, the energy that these things transfer, which is a special type of energy, does not transfer to digital pictures. Digital is dead. It's dead energy. It doesn't work well, period. This has the actual energetic fields in the chemicals, which are behind right here. So the photons pick up the energy, push it in here, the photons capture the subtle energies in here, amplify it if you're using our camera, and you have a good witness of whatever it is. If you can do that. If not, well, you just have to use the poor pictures you get from other people, or you download or print out. You just use what you have, but you should always plan. When I do something and work on myself, my pets, someone I know, and in the future, we may even have people send us Polaroids so we can do work properly. That would be the way to do it. As a professional, if you're going to work on somebody, get a Polaroid of them so you can do it correctly. With a little bit of hair on it helps as well. If you want to tune into somebody and really take care of serious situations, curses, etc., well, that's the best way to do it, and most likely in the future I will be doing that. But this is your great 3-in-1 unit. So you can use it, you can amplify any unit that you have. No matter what it is. I'll show you another unit here. Here's my little baby 9, one of my favorite units. People like this because people like compact stuff. So this is the this is the in plate. I'm sorry. This is the witness plate. What you've done now is just connected this unit to this. Well, this is the in plate. I'm sorry. This is the out plate. So the energy flows in through here, goes out here, and then goes into there. So looking at different things and everything else. But as I said, again, all the actual way this is used will be put down in instructions with videos and gone through in great detail to train you how to do this. But this is how the unit works. This is how you will be actually using this unit. But what a cool unit, where the fact is that you can actually use this in 3 different ways. A traditional wish machine, just put your plates on there, put your desire, put your rate plates that also come with this, your custom rate plates that come with this. You get 4 of them. And of course, you can potentize things. It's all the same process. You're just moving different types of energies. And of course, with all the thousands of machines that are out there that work pretty poorly because they don't have any kind of empowerment in them, you need to amplify, to upgrade the machine you have. You don't have to buy a new one, even though if you have something from Magitech or Karl Hans Welz, I would recommend you get rid of it. But we do have cleansing plates, which will bring the toxicity down to a very minimum level. So you use one of those clearing plates, you use a system like this, and you have it. But there are lots of other machines out there, and it really, even if you have a big-time machine, even if you have a machine that's one of those more expensive ones like Copens or the SE5, well, they don't really have any kind of transmitters or amplifiers in them to speak of. So they look pretty and they were very expensive, but they're not amplifying things the way they should. So you need, and even if they are, they don't have tube amplifiers and they're not using transmitters. So the bottom line is that I don't care who you bought your machine from or how much you paid for it, you need an upgrade, and it's a simple process here to get all these plates, use them, and you're all set. And you can leave all the wires out. That way it makes assembly and use much easier. Just take all the wires off. Just use the plates. Understand the energy you're using. Don't think that this is some sort of toaster, some sort of VCR or speaker system when you got to connect all the wires together. Remember, we live in a Bluetooth world right now, and we are transmitting energies and frequencies through the air. That's what Bluetooth is. And what are Bluetooths? Well, Bluetooths have built into them is transmitters and receivers. There also is a certain amplifier in them as well. So Bluetooth is what we've got here, is a Bluetooth system for radionics. So this is another advance, another wall broken down by only one company and only one great inventor. That is Radionic Tech and Dr. Thor. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me and we can go over this. And as I said, there are ultimate details now. We're having video instruction on absolutely everything we sell now, and we're working through all of our products to actually do that. So you see things instead of now even used to be mostly hearing, but seeing, what they say, what is a picture worth 1,000 words? I totally believe that. And now you'll be able to see everything. And this is one of those amazing tools. Until next time.